morning's U.S. Bank Economic360 third quarter earnings are due out soon. There's a lot going on that might affect them, and there's a lot riding on those numbers. To take a closer look, U.S. Bank investment analyst Jim Russell joins us. Jim, good morning.
Good morning, sir.
What can we expect for the rest of the year, and how is that going to impact the jobs figure?
Yeah, let's get to the jobs in just a second. The outlook for the rest of the year looks a little bit mixed, Brian. In the third quarter, for instance, we're going to see earnings that are going to be down about 2% year over year. And that is the third quarter of 2012. Earnings will be 2% lower than they were in the third quarter of last year. Kind of a sloppy result. It's the weakest results we've seen in 3 years. And you'd mentioned about the jobs, we're very hopeful, of course, that the private sector is able to ramp up pretty soon in order to fill the hiring gap. All of the jobs that are being created are coming out of the private sector, but it does look like that the things are on hold just a little bit. We've talked about the fiscal cliff in weeks past. A lot of hiring decisions are being put on hold until we know more what the year end looks like.
Of course, this last quarter includes a national election.
Correct.
I would imagine that is one of the variables that could impact this situation.
It is one of the things. Tax reform, what health care costs look like, interest rates, all kinds of things are in the balance, hanging in the balance. Things that may make the numbers look a little bit better or worse in the third quarter. We think the numbers actually will be a little bit better at U.S. Bank. The estimates are for a 2% decline. We think those numbers, once they're all in, will be up 3 to 5%. So we're looking for good things there.
All right, so you mentioned the trends in the private sector. What does the public sector look like?
Yeah, the public sector has been losing jobs every month for really a couple of years now. The last non-farm payrolls report out a couple weeks ago really is a great illustration of that type of dynamic. We created 96,000 jobs in the month of August. 103,000 jobs were created in the private sector, a negative 7,000 were created in the public sector. So the public sector, especially at the state and local level, continue to shed jobs as we move forward. So it's extremely important, frankly, that the private sector, the companies out there, continue to do well so that they can create jobs to lift us out of this weak spot.
You sound cautiously optimistic.
Guilty as charged.
Okay, Jim. Thank you. We appreciate you, and of course, U.S. Bank.
Thank you, sir.